Since the Sandbox fans, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you so much if you help contribute to our Thanksgiving community can drive. We just dropped off over 1,300 items to the East Boston Community Soup Kitchen. It takes a village to make that all possible, and we appreciate everyone that looks to, just give back and help out around this time of year. With that being said, the toy drive is right around the corner, and don't just give. Come hang out with us December 14th. Twan has the full limbo, the ankles healing. We're gonna be having a time.
We're getting good to go, buddy.
That thing is strapped up.
I know, dude. Literally strapped up. Hope nobody likes food stuff.
Yo, my God. Oh, man. But no, we hope you guys are all ready to enjoy Thanksgiving with your family. We want to give you the fantasy update in the 1 week a year where I can actually talk about Thursday
I was going to
football.
say, you got it.
No,
the Thursday games are in it right now.
Have to, yeah. You have to. We'll also have to give our picks a day early. Like, you'll have to get the picks in, tomorrow. Yeah. But, no, it's going to be a fun one. These rankings were a little wonky.
I think we're tied in picks, by the way. I think I got one on you this week.
On the dot?
I think we're tied on the dot.
Wow.
I think you also picked Tennessee, didn't you? Or no, you didn't pick.
I don't remember off the top.
You know what? The night game is what did it.
Yeah, because I did the opposite pick as you.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No, but I feel like that's how it's going to go the rest of the season, especially if we're this close.
I know, the whole time.
You're looking for, that one extra game because, it could come down to that.
I know.
And you know what I was just thinking? We might have to, find some sort of, a wager for, the other person to do, with the picks. Make it a little bit more competitive.
So down. So there needs to be a punishment for the loser.
Either a punishment, a bet, whatever it is.
Something like that.
Yeah, well, in the $25 that you won on the Bills beating the Chiefs, did that turn into anything?
Of course not, Steve. Of course not.
That's why we're feeding Twan all Thanksgiving.
So make sure you know when I put them in, you post the group chat in the betting group chat.
Yeah.
No moosh group chat. We don't.
Yeah. Right.
No leaking.
R-rated. Twan, with the Thanksgiving games, we have Bears at Lions, Giants at Cowboys, Dolphins at Packers. Before we get into this slate, where do you really feel about all of those games? And then before we get right into the tight ends, what's your favorite foods on Thanksgiving? What, you're sweating about the foods?
Yeah, literally already. So forget about the games. We're going to go. No, I'm going to go Packers, I think, take care of business against Miami. We talked about it right before. Yeah. It's going to be hard for them to go up, play in Lambeau, and just, again, Miami's coming off such a big win. I think it's just going to come down to earth. They had a big win against New England. They're feeling themselves. They got a short week. They're going to go play Green Bay, and I think they're going to get smacked up, honestly. It's time for this Green Bay team to – they're playing well. They have a good amount of wins. There's more. They got to get hot. They got to get better.
Love's got to play better.
They don't feel dangerous to me right now.
They run the ball effective enough. It's just where are those big plays and the turnover? Well, they're getting the turnovers on defense because McKinney's legit leading the league. And
dude, he's so good. Was he the prediction for the interceptions leader, I think?
Yeah, he might have been.
Yeah.
He might have been. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
That's not going to be in this notebook. But another Giants player just on another team doing great.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It really is.
I got to think that I am going to go with the Giants to win this week, though. Ooh. I think this is just one of those years that the Cowboys are even going to lose on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It just feels like one of these years.
I feel like teams people might think of the Giants as such a catastrophe and just pick the Cowboys because they're home on Thanksgiving, and then
it is. And DeVito's gonna play well somehow.
He might not play.
Oh, are they gonna go?
He's hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, he's hurt. Yeah, you know what? Really, tough guys play.
Yeah.
So. How awesome was Baker, dude?
Oh my God,
I love that, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Baker's gonna ball this week versus Carolina. They had him lining up in a 3-point stance on defense.
I know, dude. This is such a good Baker revenge game. So I know we tooted the horn. Mike Evans is going to go off. He had a good game, right? He got his over on yards, which I think was
60-something.
Yeah, so I think he got to
80.
6. He got 80.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think this week he's getting the 100 number.
Yeah.
I think he gets the
touchdown.
Because I texted every group chat I have. I go, guys, just saying Mike Evans 100 plus yards, plus 500 this week, and I just send the eyes emoji, and
Of course. That's when you knew you were going to fall 20 yards short. Yeah.
Moosh immediately. Obviously, I think the Lions are going to win. I just think the Bears are still... Like, Caleb Williams played a little bit better this week, but, like, they're the Bears, bro.
Yeah. No, I know. Division game is the only thing that makes me feel a little bit differently. Have to talk about food. I'm so excited for Auntie Lena's cornbread. We usually do Friendsgiving the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, but just keeping it really low-key. We've had a lot going on with like the Can Drive, a lot to prep for Black Friday, little sale going on the site. So if you guys want some discounted merch, you guys know where to go, and top quality, I must say. Yes, this was intentional. But not only that, the toy drive being right around the corner, and just wanted to, have some time to appreciate the holiday myself. But I'm a turkey guy. I know people really don't like turkey or don't love it.
Well, you got someone that cooks a turkey the right way, right?
Yeah. So
God forbid I get that.
Right? Stop it.
Every year, dude. My grandmother makes the best everything else other than turkey.
But we do both. Like we'll do the turkey in the stove, in the oven, and then we'll do a fried turkey too.
Love it.
So
fried
like
they're so much better.
A little bit of both. We'll do like some prosciutto with the bocconcini for the apps before. So, like, we have a good eating day, and then, it depending on how the night goes, we might end up at Danielle's sister's and watch, like, the night game there and sweat some bets and stuff like that. So, but I'm excited for that. Carrots are my favorite vegetable, so, like, always got to have some carrots on Thanksgiving.
You like them steamed, or you like them more raw when they get the snap?
No, I don't. I mean, I eat them both ways, but I like a cooked carrot.
You do? So you like it like a little more mush?
Yeah. I do.
Come on now. I like the snap in a carrot, something like that. I like the corn too. Corn makes unbelievable corn.
Go to.
You guys just the hors d'oeuvres every year. I stuff up on hors d'oeuvres. I can't eat shit after.
Oh, buddy, there's no excuses. You take a nap, you go to the bathroom a couple times, and you're back at it.
I know, you're right back at 14 arancini balls.
Yeah, legit.
Forget about it.
But Twan, why don't we do things a little differently this week? Why don't you kick us off with the tight ends?
Oh my goodness, God! Here we go, Steve. I'll kick us off with number 10. This may be a little low, but you know what? I think there's other players on this team that's going to really pop this week. I don't think they need this guy to be the X factor. I got Dallas Goedert at 10.
Okay.
I think Dallas Goedert's going to have a good, productive game. 5 catches, 50
Ravens
yards.
led up against the tight end, so we saw that last night with Disley.
They do. They really do, but they also led up against the receivers. So I got both receivers in the rankings here. Just a heads up.
Wow, Bateman. Oh, no, Devonta. Wrong team.
Come on, bro.
I was going to say.
Come on, bro. Even though Bateman should be here instead of Flowers at this point.
God,
guy catches a touchdown a game.
Big play.
9, I got Trey McBride. Trey McBride played really, really well this past week. Even though the Cardinals didn't play well, he was very efficient in fantasy. I don't expect that to be the same numbers this week. I'm seeing him putting up like an 8 or a 9 point this week. 8. I'm going Taysom Hill.
Okay.
This just feels like one of those games he's going to get the goal line carry that pisses all the Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown scorers off.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go Taysom Hill here at 8. Dude, this may be low, but I'm going to put Jonnu Smith at 7. Like, I can't believe that this guy,
it's not too low.
But I feel bad putting him at 7
because
back-to-back
the tight
weeks.
Ends this week. Yeah.
Me too. Like, dude, he's putting up points.
Yeah.
23 last week.
50 in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm like, Jonnu Smith's playing unbelievable ball. So I'm going to put him here at 7. I'm going to put Henry at 6 because there's a little bias in that, 110%. But I do think that the Pats, there's going to be a lot of you guys just got smacked up by the Dolphins, a lot of yapping. They may not win, but I think they're going to be able to move the ball better this game, and I think Henry's going to be the way to do it.
You know what this Pats game is sounding and feeling like to me? It's sounding and feeling like if we have a good day Thursday and Friday with the football games that we just spontaneously show up at Gillette and go to this game. Because you're not missing a lot of...
You're literally not. And it'll randomly be a banger of a game.
Yeah, like I feel like it'll be competitive. Like A-Rich versus Drake May, like they're pretty much on the same level.
Same thing, 100%. They're literally the same thing, and that's what I mean.
Big JT game. It'll be a big JT game.
I think so. JT killed us the last time we played. He was the guy that broke our winning streak.
Oh, wow.
When Mac Jones had the 9-game win streak for us.
And you guys lost 10s.
I know, dude. Seriously. But I remember he broke the streak with like a big 60-yard run to end the game.
Wow.
On my fantasy teams, it was a little...
At 10... I didn't hear Laporta in yours, but with the Lions playing on Thanksgiving, of course Laporta has to be in here. So have him here at 10. I don't think it's like a big day for all of the favorites to go off. So do I think Laporta could have like a play action 25-yard touchdown? Yeah, honestly, be prepared for all the surprises in a lineman touchdown on Thanksgiving.
Love that, dude.
Yeah.
Is there like a Penei Sewell anytime touchdown? You think?
No, there might not, but there might be like a player special that'll be like an offensive lineman to score a touchdown for like plus 500 or something.
That'd be
Like
sick.
I'm gonna be on the lookout for that because like Dan Skipper, your name is written all over that.
Is Taylor Decker all right? Did he end up?
I'm not
being all
sure.
right?
Not sure. We'll have to check the injury report. At 9, this is where I have Kraft. So like, still in the rankings. Like he played so well the beginning part of the season, and Miami's like pass defense is a little bit stingy. So like, I'm not sure if we're gonna have a receiver or the tight end go and have a productive day for them, but. You know, I know last week he only had like 2-3 catches, but they were crucial plays, and like I feel like Love kind of relies on him for that. So, just something to keep in mind here. I don't mind Kraft as a matchup on the late slate of Thanksgiving. 8, I got on going against Carolina. I think that Carolina will try to defend Evans in the, perspective that like, hey, he wants to keep this going. Baker's looking to go off, and it might be a good week to have Otton get in the end zone here. So I know 8's a little bit low, but I do kind of have, higher thoughts in potential ceiling on him. 7, I have Taysom Hill, so not far off.
Sure.
I just kind of feel like he might not bust one versus the Rams because, they're due for a win, and this was, a guy that really scampered for a couple of big plays the last time he went out there. But, bro, honestly, like, he gets the red zone carries.
He does, dude. He literally gets the guy was 7 for 138 and 3 touchdowns as a fucking tight end / quarterback.
With passing plays, like, yeah. Like,
dude, they do a good job using him as utility. It's just
for sure. It is weird because I didn't think after Sean Payton left that like he would be properly utilized like that. In 6, I have T.J. Hawkinson, which could be like a little bit low. I just feel like with the Vikings going back to Minnesota and JJ literally putting up dud after dud after dud, like he's due for like an explosion game, and where everything's kind of going to be quiet because you still got a Monday game, you got a Sunday night game, Black Friday, and 3 on Thursday. Just think, like, there's going to be some players that are going to have a day on Sunday, like Sunday afternoon and stuff like that. Gotta see him play well. It might be a big A.J. Brown day again, like depending on like how Devonta goes and stuff like that. But Hawkinson should still have enough involvement to have a decent, 7-6 spot.
You gotta imagine though, the Vikings fans are totally cool with it because like when they're seeing like JJ's not producing, but
they're winning games.
They're winning games and they're getting the other guys involved. Like Addison's come alive the past couple weeks. Now you're going to get Hawkinson more involved. Aaron Jones is playing good football. So they're winning games without their best guy involved, and it's just a matter of time that like teams go, all right, dude, we do need to pay more attention to these other
Addison,
guys. And then JJ gets his one-on-one once, and he breaks for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
Steve, at 5, I got David Njoku. Jameis is balling right now. David Njoku, I think, is his best option. Even though he didn't play great in the Thursday night game, it is his best option. I got Njoku here at 5. 4 is where I got Cade Otton. I'm a big Cade Otton guy. I love the way he's played this year, especially after his, the 2 best receiving options on that team went down. He really stepped up. Now they got Mike Evans back, and I think that makes his role even easier because it's not majority of the attention now. 3, I got Kelsey. You got to put him in here. As much as I hate him, you got to put him in here. 2, I got George Kittle, second best tight end in the league. 1, I got Brock Bowers. I think Brock Bowers is in for a huge week.
So you snub McBride?
No, I had him 9.
9. Wow.
I had him 9. I stumbled Porta.
Oh. Okay. I was just after I heard 5, I was like, I didn't remember if I heard McBride. I was like, there's no way.
You had me shitting my pants over this. I was like, what? What'd I say wrong?
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's a tough list. Like Jonnu deserves to be on here. Like 100%. We have a lot of like the same names. So
we want Taysom Hill. I threw Hunter Henry in because like we're due.
Yeah, buddy. Oh my God.
Listen, go ahead, Theo Johnson.
Yeah. Stop it. No. There's no recency bias in here. Especially for the New York Giants. But at 5, this is where we have Jonnu Smith. Look, the positioning just has to keep on getting better and better. Like, Tyreek isn't the guy that's, like, I don't want to say heavily involved because I know he's, like, really banged up, but their game script hasn't needed him to, be 7 catches for 140 and 2 touchdowns anymore. It's, hey, like, when you respect Jonnu and then you respect Waddle and he gets that one-on-one again, that the top of that defense will come off, and he'll be catching long touchdowns. But honestly, Achane has been like a really productive receiver for them too. Like this dude catches like 5 balls a game, so it's like that's 5. And they're intentional passes because they're like extension run plays.
Yep.
They're really defined screen passes. And one of the plays that I love that's going on in the NFL right now, a lot of different teams are running it, is like the running back will obviously, like, let's say it's like a shotgun formation. It'll be a screen pass, but the lineman will still stay at the line of scrimmage. The running back will run to like the numbers and then kind of run like the opposite of like a whip. It like kind of comes back in and it's like behind the offensive lineman. And you're saying like he's not getting touched to like 15 yards down the field. It's a really productive play and like it's great play calling. So those are like little things that like I look for, because usually when you see that once or twice and it really is successful, other offensive coordinators try to manipulate this play to make it do something similar, just look differently. So that's like the X's and O's, like play calling stuff that like really gets like me going and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing with like McDaniel coming from the Shanahan offense, is like Shanahan like did the screens pretty well, but he used motion better than anybody else.
Sure.
And now like you're seeing McDaniel really build the screens off of that motion, and it's opening things up. And listen, you had to adapt because you knew teams all offseason were going to be like, listen, Tyreek's beating everybody right now. Jalen Waddle with that speed's beating everyone. They're going to play 2 deep safety. How are we going to come back and beat them? And they come up with something else. Like, that's what you need to see.
For sure. And I think that's just why Jonnu and Achane's involvement has been, like, so productive, because if you're going to shut down 15 plus, like, down the fields, then those guys, they're going to eat it up all day long.
And that plays the Tua's game more, I think. I think being able to get 15 and less for Tua is a lot better for his game.
I mean, it shows us that he can do both. So, like, I just feel like that much more important. Before, this is where I have McBride in Minnesota. I do know that he performs better when he's playing at home than he does on the road, just like numbers-wise, like facts tell us what it is. I am kind of waiting for Arizona to have like a big road impressive win, and this is another NFC opponent that they potentially could be seeing like in a wild card round. So this is a lot more than just, any week 13 football game, especially for two teams that might not be, I don't want to say as exciting because they're teams with positive win records, but when you see like Atlanta and like the Chargers and stuff like that, like I know that's cross conference, but that's a really exciting game, and like I just kind of feel like it stands out a little bit more. But I'm really excited for that one. 3, I have Kittle. I just feel like if the 49ers are gonna keep this game close, like Kittle has to be a difference maker in this one. I know that the Buffalo is a defense that's like really productive versus the position, but Kittle kind of has to keep that offense going, and then maybe sprinkle some McCaffrey. And I think Jordan Mason looked good enough last week that he still needs to play like a little bit more than what he is.
They can't just abandon having him because, like, dude, it's going to make McCaffrey's game better to have someone else go in there.
No, it absolutely is. 2 is where I have Bowers, and 1 is where I have Kelsey. I just think that I know it's a division game, but when you consider like everything that kind of happened with the Kermit the Frog thing and the Raiders, and knowing how bad that they are right now, on primetime football on Friday, they might look to put it on. I know in the past, like the Raiders have kind of played close games versus them, but with like the whole quarterback scenario, not really having like that many difference makers on the team, I just don't see how like the Raiders can like keep it like that. So,
was it Christmas or Thanksgiving that they beat KC last year?
It might have been Christmas.
I think it was, Christmas. Yeah, dude, that was the Antonio Pierce. That's where I was like, dude, Antonio Pierce is
the
him.
GOAT. Yeah. No, I totally get it. Like, I was fond of like Pierce too, but I just think that there was a lot of like fall off that kind of happened between there, and maybe some questionable decisions in free agency that we kind of like elaborated on a little bit through like the offseason talk and things like that. But I mean, if you wanted to swap Kelsey and Bowers in their positioning here, like you could do so, and that would be perfectly fine.
Yeah, the guys playing that, and then Kittle's obviously up there too. Those are the guys that are head and shoulders above everyone right now. But like we talked about, we got the Jonnu, the Kate Ottens, the Njokus. They kind of creep up. So
absolutely.
We'll kick it over to quarterback Steve. At 12, I got Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff's going to play a great game this week, but I really do think that the ground game is going to take over. Think that if you're going to beat Chicago, they're a little bit trickier to beat in the air. They're a lot easier to beat on the ground, and I think you're going to see Sonic and Knuckles really start to have a day.
There we go, Tom. There we go. Now it's getting natural.
Now we're getting there, right? 11, I got Sam Darnold. I expect to see him be effective, and I really do think that Justin Jefferson is going to be one of the ones that carries his points a little bit higher. 10, I got Brock Purdy, expecting he plays.
I think it'll be a close game.
I think it will too, and just Dude, like, he's a guy that when he plays, he's going to score more than... He's going to score anywhere from 15 to 25 points. Like, somewhere in there, and it's consistent, so...
I'm dying to see what the spread is in that one, because if it's like 6.5, bro, I'll take the 49ers points all day.
Yeah.
I think, dude...
This does feel like one of those games. It's Buffalo, right?
Yeah.
That Buffalo can just drop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Like, can everyone think, oh, like, the 49ers are on a skid, they're going to pummel them, you know what I mean?
Write them off.
Yeah.
Tell you what, my bet with my buddies, they're looking real good, because at Penn State, they were calling me crazy for saying San Fran's not going to make the playoffs. If they do, they're a 7 seed. We have bet on it.
Yeah. Good.
I'm praying for their losses.
Yeah. Legit.
Got to win one bet.
That's fun.
9. All right, this is craziness. Because I just talked about this guy as being an MVP if he didn't have a shit defense. But I'm going to put Burrow here at 9. Steelers coming off a loss in the division. Listen, this is going to be a scrappy, ugly game. This is not going to be one of those games where people are putting up points. And you'll see that reflected as to where I have Jamar. Because, again, Jamar's a guy that I've put at 1 and 2 all season. He's still high up there. But, like, this game is going to be ugly. Turnovers, just like...
It is.
I don't like how it looks.
No, I don't either, and Tomlin doesn't lose 2 in a row, but something is smelling stanky on this one.
I know.
And I'm like...
The Bengals are favored by 3.
Are they? Oh, I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah, if they're favored, then I would take Pittsburgh with the points all day. If they were getting 3 points at home, I would take the points all day. I can't take them as favorites. They don't deserve to be favorites.
No shot. And like, what have we done all season? Like the spreads that we pick and we win, the games that we pick and we win. It's Pitt and Tomlin on the road at a +2.5, +3.
Yeah, no,
those are the games that have been winning all year.
Absolutely, you're right. It's going to be like a 16-13 game.
Ugly. We're going to be like, what the fuck are we watching?
Whoever wins the game is going to win it with 2 minutes left in that game.
I think so too. I think it's going to be Najee might have a game, but we'll see if we.
Buddy, you've been saying Najee's going to have a game for fucking 14
Buddy,
weeks.
He's producing, but I tell you what, you did call the Jalen Warren over 50.
Bro.
Oh, yeah. Lock.
Yeah. Bro, I'm honestly, Warren's going to be a lot more involved in that offense than what people think down the stretch. He really is. Great change of pace, and, like, if he's the hot hand, they have no problem with, like, making that switch.
Dude, he feels like a Steeler, too.
Yeah.
Like, he feels like he's the kind of guy Mike Tomlin wants on his team.
Absolutely.
At 8, this guy has played shit fantasy football for literally consecutive months at this point. But he's got a hell of an easy matchup this week, and if he is going to prove that he really is that guy that he was last year, C.J. Stroud I got here at 8. He's got to light up Jacksonville, man. Think he's going to have a good game.
They don't lose 2 in a row.
They're not. Like, they're really not.
Not 2 division games in a row.
But we also talked about it, too. Like, I know Kev was grilling us, like, how could you take Tennessee over?
I was waiting for you to talk your shit back to him.
I just let him have it, right?
Yeah.
We're going to let him have it. Tennessee, listen, they got the win. It felt like one of those games I picked Tennessee to win. I don't think there is a world in which Houston doesn't win by 2 or more touchdowns this week. I think they're going to light up Jacksonville. Moving on to 7 before I kick it back over to you, Steve. I got Bo Nix, man. This guy is... I'm so happy I was wrong, honestly. Very, very... This guy is playing really well. It's honestly inspirational football, and it's kind of fun to see the...
Who's Denver playing?
Browns may keep it close, but I think there's going to be... Like, this is one of those games that everyone's like, this is going to be an ugly game. It's the 2 teams that, they're ugly on offense.
Is this Monday night? This is a Monday night game.
I think it's a Monday night game. It is the Monday night game. And the spread is 5 for the Broncos. Don't know that I love the spread, but I do love Bo Nix to have a game, and I like him to have 40 or more rushing yards.
The Broncos are going to beat them. Like the Browns got their Super Bowl win on Thursday.
I know. Jameis played great football.
That was a sick win.
Sick win.
12. Well, first I do want to say I originally didn't have Goff on this list, but I am going to be switching out my 11, and we'll talk about it. 12, Tua at Green Bay. He has to throw for like 200 yards, and like I do think Green Bay has been like susceptible to big plays, so wouldn't surprise me if there's like a couple of those. But we talked about this when we talked about John. I'm not going to elaborate too much. 11 originally was Russ, and I didn't feel great about it, but at the same time, I will easily make that swap out for Goff on Thanksgiving, going against the Bears. I feel like they're either going to run it up or like the Bears will cover like that 10-point spread, and it'll be a division game like just on Lions don't have a great Thanksgiving record.
I know. But this is also This ain't the
Different
same old
team.
Lions team,
Yeah.
right? But
I get it.
10's a lot.
Last year they performed like shit on Thanksgiving too, though.
And Chicago's had a couple of scrappy games in the division, like recently, and games that maybe they should have won. Not saying they're going to go out there and beat the Lions, but 10's a big number for a Chicago team that they need this
Tease
win
that up.
so
Like
bad.
17.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's an easy, because what, you'll get minus 250 for it? I'll put that in a parlay all day.
Yeah. That would like a David Montgomery touchdown.
I know, like that. What? Wait, a who touchdown?
Monty. Oh, Knuckles.
Come on.
Yeah, there we go.
Come on.
There we go. Listen. But 11 Goff, and it's not that I don't think Russ isn't going to play well, especially after last week. We talked about what that game could be like. So 10, I got Mahomes going against Vegas. Not going to talk too much about it. I actually feel like this might be a little bit low for the easy matchup that he has. Just really like a lot of the positionings throughout the list. 9, I have Love, expecting a big game. Them going against Miami home. I think it back to a 2-touchdown performance for him, passing touchdowns. Jacobs at the beginning of the year, they were talking about the struggles about getting in the end zone and everything like that, and then he has too. So I'll take the 70 yards, the scrimmage yards, and then a couple passing touchdowns for Love there. 8 is where I have Stroud, so I'm not too far off from where you have him. I think it's I know the past 2 weeks everyone's been taking on Nico Collins over 5.5. The big play for Nico. It's this week. Like, Jacksonville doesn't have the secondary that can stay with him, and it might happen early in the game on a play action, and then they get up 7 and then give the Mixon treatment, and then that's a perfect game script for them.
That is a fucking wrap.
In 7, I have Burrow going against Pittsburgh because he can't afford to play bad, and even when they've lost, he'd play well. So if we think Pittsburgh is going to win this game, then that means Burrow might put up 30 and still lose the game.
I know, bro. And that's the thing is, like, Burrow's playing such good football, dude. It's just, I don't know, dude. I feel bad for the guy, honestly. It's like, and he's not going to say boo about it, and it's just like, stand-up guy.
I saw a video of him walking off the field after the game versus the Chargers, and like all the photographers rushed him like right away, and he's just like can't even, like, in disbelief, like not even like processing what's going on. And I'm just like, I know you're making millions and millions of dollars, but there's nothing worse than being defeated and people just wanting to capture every raw, like, feeling and emotion that you have, and you just don't want none of that.
That's because he's not, like, super outspoken with the media, too. Like, he doesn't talk his shit all the time. Like,
he was on the rookie contract. Now I just kind of feel like they've been humbled a little bit. So.
I think he's very team-oriented. I feel bad.
He
for
says
the guy,
all
dude.
the right things right now.
He does. He says all the right things right now. It's like he's such a likable guy. Steve, I'm going to go to 6 with Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert's played incredible football this week.
Also have
off a
Justin
loss.
Herbert at 6.
Yeah, perfect. Look at that. See, wait till, what is it, running backs?
Yeah, at 20.
We'll wait till we get there.
I like the matchup going against Atlanta, and I think the Chargers have to get right here.
I think so. This game has shootout written all over it.
Yeah, it does.
All over it.
Atlanta had a bye last week, no?
They did, yeah. They should be fresh. They should be ready to go.
Big Bijan day.
Big Bijan day. Come on, give me some of that. I'd love to see it. First time on my team. 5, Jaden Daniels. Listen, he threw 2 picks. He still put up 30 points.
5, Jaden Daniels.
Dude, come on. All right, let's see if we can get this going. 4.
Baker.
So close. I got Josh Allen.
Oh, I have it swapped.
I have 3, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
We're close. 2, I got Lamar. 1, I got Jalen Hurts.
I got the same thing.
Bro.
Yeah, so the top 5, we really aligned there. Baker, revenge game, like we talked about it. Even if the 49ers play a good game versus the Bills, Josh Allen's still going to do Josh Allen things. And I actually feel like even though the Ravens just won, I feel like Lamar is going to be out here to prove a point next game.
He's going to play super well. It's just, I think you might actually see a situation where you get a tush-push twice. He's going to get the 2 rushing touchdowns. I think he's going to have A.J. Brown break one. It's just that the Ravens defense, I think, is going to have a fucking day.
Derrick Henry touchdown streak just break last night? He didn't score.
He didn't score.
Yeah,
You're right,
so
because Lamar got it.
2 for Derrick Henry.
2, yeah. Easy money. That's easy money.
Let's come over to the running backs. Go ahead, Twan. Tell us 20.
I got Ramondre.
Nope, not it.
Damn it.
Hubbard.
Okay. I got Hubbard a little bit higher. I got Hubbard very high.
They have a really good rush defense,
They do.
Tampa Bay.
They do.
I don't really put running backs like too high against them. And I had Bucky Irving really high last week, and dude balled
He
out.
balled out. That's the thing is, this is like Vita Vea. You think Vita Vea, okay, can't put a running back against Vita Vea.
Yeah.
I think Chuba's going to do a good job getting to the outside. But we'll get there when we get there. 20, you got Mondre. I think you can run on the Colts. Sorry, Lou, but listen, teams can run on them, and that's what they do. We just saw the Lions, and I get the Lions are the best at it. They have, I think it was Marcus Spears said they have 2 different schemes. That's why no one can fucking stop them. But I think that the Pats have got to make a point. Even if they don't win this week, Ramondre's got to be able to get the ball and be effective with it.
Yo, pause real quick. I actually was I've been meaning to tell you this, dying laughing. Spotify, like when someone listens to the episode, like you can actually like comment and shit like that. And I think last week you were talking about Mendy on the podcast, like saying like you gave him a pick or something like that.
Oh, the estimate one?
Yeah. He legit commented. He was like, you didn't give me anything.
Let's go.
Bro, I was dying laughing because I'm like, bro, like I want like that interaction like a whole lot more, and like they don't do that on Apple, and a majority of people when they listen to the podcast it is on there, but that's a really cool feature from Spotify, and obviously like a perk you can do that like on YouTube and
that's
stuff like
great.
that.
You
too,
know
so.
we're getting another Mendy. What's the timestamp we're at right now?
32.
32. All right, we'll see it. It'll probably once you start editing, it'll be like 27 maybe.
Anywhere in the 30 to 30 range, just right around there.
All right, we're looking out. We got you. Yeah. We got you, little Jakey.
Little Jakey. That's what the comment is going to be.
We got so many funny. I can't even say them on air. We have so many really good nicknames for Shit. I know he's just smirking listening to this right now. Be like, please don't mention any of the nicknames.
Oh man.
19. We're gonna go J.K. Dobbins.
Yo, his career might be done.
What do you mean?
He got hurt last night.
Yeah, but he's.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Like, it was a knee. It didn't look great. Like,
I know. But you know what? It'll be fine. That's why he's at 9th. I'm like, dude, come on. Like, this poor fucking guy every year.
Before you get to the next one, I want to hear your review of NFL trivia. 1, did you watch it on the tube? 2, who did you think had the best performance, and who did you think absolutely fucking sucked? So I was trying not to hurt feelings
here's
right
the
thing.
One of the things I very vividly remember is I think Lou called you out for giving Kev a Bills question.
But
you gave him the Peyton question. Yeah, you gave him the Peyton question.
So I felt like that was very fair of me.
I'm not trying to call anyone out.
But let's do it.
Everyone played really, really well.
Oh, stop with that shit.
Mike did his thing where he has the answers when he's not sitting right here, but every time he's sitting right there, he's got the answer. God.
Who did really well?
I like how I think Ant played really well. I think Ant was quick with it too.
Anthony did go really well.
He's quick with writing too. Yeah. Like he's thinking, he goes like if he's gonna say a team, like he'll write the shorter. I don't know if it was Miami or Dolphin. Like he wrote one of the teams. It was
DeMarco Murray, and Ben's reaction was crazy because it was during the Thanksgiving questions, and the question was hold on, let me pull it up. The Thanksgiving question was, in 2013, the Cowboys beat the Raiders 31-24 with 5 rushing touchdowns combined both teams. The Raiders running back with 2 was Rashad Jennings, who was the Dallas running back that scored.
And Ant had the answer already.
I think Ant literally put 2013 Dallas Cowboys in his head, and as soon as he heard running back, he was like, DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, because it was on his Madden franchise or Ultimate Team like that year.
Or his first like fantasy football team, and a player that finally wasn't on the Ravens that did well for him.
Dude, he's so quick with it. There was a team too where it was like he wrote the location of the team because it was shorter to write than the team name.
Dallas,
and everyone's sitting there like, oh fuck, that was the right way to do it, huh?
My God, but and that's like why Ben wanted a rule proposal of like wait until both people finish. But then it's like, well, if you both get it, then I can't award a point there. Right. And I feel like the rush of trying to be fast with it and what you write as your answer is part of being awarded the point for the question.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's right.
But you can't miss the next one, Twan.
Dude, he's quick. I won't. Come on, brother. I won't.
You're going right up against Uncle Tony.
We're going to battle for the name Anthony.
Yeah.
20 was Mondre. 19 was JK. 18. This is so low. I'm switching. I'm going to switch to, 18, I'm going to put CMC at 18.
Wow.
I like him lower.
Woo-hoo-hoo. 18. Damn.
Listen, I like CMC. I think they're going to need to mix Jordan Mason in. I think they're going to need to get other guys involved. And I don't know that he's not fully back to me. Like, he's playing fine. But I don't know if he gets in the end zone this week, honestly. I think you're going to see Kittle maybe get 2 touchdowns. Like, I think
Kittle's
they're going to throw the ball to
this
get in.
Week.
Yep. I like a big Kittle week. And I like them to actually involve. I think Jordan Mason, like, they're going to get him 8 to 10 carries this week. They should. They really should, because I think it is what will bring the best out of Christian McCaffrey. We will see. Not high on the Niners right now. 17, I got James Cook. Same game. Think he might just play a little bit better than CMC, because I don't think there's going to be as much of committee work for him.
Yo, am I crazy to not have James Cook on the rankings?
Not really, because like he'll have the game of 15, he'll have the game of 28, he'll have the game of 5. He'll have 15, 28, 5, 50, and it's just gonna. I don't know where we are in the ladder. For
He
this
wouldn't
week,
be.
like,
He wouldn't be far off. Like I have Chase Brown on the back end, and maybe I could swap him there. Did you have Chase Brown?
I have Chase Brown too.
Yeah, I just kind of feel like Chase Brown, with the volume that he gets, has been a little bit more productive than James Cook, if you want me to be honest.
Now I'm wondering who the fuck I'm gonna snub, because I got both guys in there.
Was that one of the? Were you gonna snub Chase Brown?
No. But like, if we both have those, if I have James Cook and Chase Brown in there, I'm like, who is on your list that's not on mine? We're watching you, because I have Andre in there too, dummy.
Yeah. Well, you probably don't have. I have Pacheco back in the rankings.
I do not have Pacheco back in the rankings.
That's a huge one, bro. He's gonna eat. They're gonna get him in the end zone.
Is he gonna actually play, or are they gonna just like?
No, I told you what it was on the podcast last week. They're not rolling him out versus the Panthers.
Even though, Panthers, they gave him a little bit of a fight as that game got going. So
honestly, the past 2 weeks, the Chiefs have struggled to run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they need Pacheco back.
I know.
And that's why he's going to go for 100 and a touchdown versus the
Angry
Raiders.
run Pacheco.
Yeah.
We'll see. 16, I got Tyrone Tracy. I just think he's effective.
No Tracy.
You're going to get him the ball a lot. And they're playing fucking Dallas, dude.
Yeah. Teams do run the ball really well. He's just fumbled 2 weeks in a row, and the only thing that kind of let me leave him off here was, I know the Giants are getting blown out at the end of that game, but Singletary got a goal line carry, and this dude didn't touch the ball since Tracy's been hot, and I'm like, yo, are they actually going to split this now because this dude got a case of the fumble rooskies? Yeah. That was my thought.
We'll see. Dallas is a big game. I think if Tyrone Tracy gets the ball and he's like producing early, I think they'll just find a way to keep feeding him in the end zone. 15, I got Bucky Irving. Guy popped off. This might even be low, but I do think there is still a healthy mix of Rachaad White in that offense, and I think there's going to be a lot going through the air this week. But I got Bucky Irving here at 15. Chase Brown at 14. I mean, enough said, dude. Like, he's going to produce. Even against the Steelers, he's going to produce. 13, I got Breece Hall. He's still one of the elite running backs in the league. It's just he's on the fucking Jets. Like, it is. I think it's going to work out.
And I do think where Seattle has to travel for this game, like, it's not a game I would want to like we have to make our picks, but not a game that I would want to like bet the result of the game.
Totally
you could take some props here, but I don't even love, like a DK Metcalf bet here. Like, I think it would be like a JSN, maybe Kenneth Walker receiving yards. Dude, Lockett really just hasn't been performing well at all.
But when you're playing the secondary in the Jets, where it's going to be like you have JSN and DK is going to be looked at by, is DJ Reed playing?
Yeah.
So you're going to have DJ Reed, you're going to have Sauce Gardner, you're going to have safety like Jordan Whitehead over the middle.
Yeah.
I just think Lockett's
maybe
going to catch
Charbonnet can have a game here, dude. Like,
he could.
Yeah.
He definitely could. And again, Kenneth Walker, I think, who I have at 12, same game above him, so good transition. Kenneth Walker, got him above. I just think if you're going to... The Jets, you can run the ball on the Jets. Teams have had success with it, and I think he's going to be successful with it. He might get in the end zone, but I do think he's going to eclipse 60, 70 yards and then get involved. He's kind of gotten involved in the pass game more than we've seen in years prior, too. So I like to see that. At 11, where I had CMC, I can't believe I thought about having Josh Jacobs all the way down at 18. I got Josh Jacobs at 11.
Ooh, yeah, no, definitely need it. I'm happy you corrected that.
Needed that switch up, right?
20, I have Hubbard. Talked about it. He's going to get a ton of volume, and I think for them to kind of control the time of possession and things like that, that's kind of like my thought process here. But obviously not a great matchup going against Tampa.
You think Jonathan Brooks is going to start to get involved a little bit, or do you think they're just going to wait?
Bro, like I think I said this a little bit more last week too. Like I think there's no benefit of having him come out here right now.
You don't think even just so he gets like a feel of what the NFL's like?
I mean, like, I just don't think that's like what you're gonna do. Like, especially if you just paid Chuba Hubbard like what $8.5-9 million a year. Like, not saying that Brooks can't have a role, but like Chuba should still be the featured guy. And
Sure.
I'm not saying that like you want to make sure Jonathan Brooks is set up for success and not anybody else, but I'm just like, hey, like maybe you improve that offensive line and let him be fresh. So other like not more so that like, because I understand him getting acclimated, but it also could be like, hey, we really like what he has, but we know where we're at this season. Let's not give anybody film on this guy. Like that's another thought process.
That's a good one too.
So like those are all things that like I just kind of like think about with that. And
if you have a fresh 2-back set next year too, that looks good, because again, now you have 2 backs where you're like, we can do a 2-back set and be one of those teams in the NFL now, because that's what the game's trending to.
Bro, at the end of the day, like if you're a running back in college that's looked at or gets drafted, or you're a free agent in the NFL and you've had some success, if you get put behind an offensive line that can block, like you're going to be able to run the ball effectively. Like I feel like that's what it comes down to more often than not. Like I know like it's a passing game, and we've seen the running back's been really good this year, and defense turn the ball over and kicking be a lot more involved, but the game of football is won in the trenches, and the best teams in the league, the teams that make it to the Super Bowl, are the teams that overcome adversity and the teams that are winning games consistently in the trenches. And Detroit, Baltimore,
prime example,
Kansas City, even Denver. Like I'm not putting Denver in that Super Bowl conversation, but a team that we didn't expect to win games is winning games in the trenches.
They have a great looking record too.
Yes.
It's like they're not just winning; they have a great looking record right now. So it's like,
absolutely,
you're absolutely right.
But yeah, Chuba at 20. 19 is where I have Irving. Not to say that he can't go off in this one. I do think it was a big week for him this past week, but I do just like really like a lot of these matchups. Like I have some big name guys in the back end of this list, and it's just
no bye weeks this week, man. We're back.
Yeah, thank God. 18 is where I have St.Brown. Don't love the matchup, but I feel like whenever you take your T. Higgins and your Jamar Chases to score, you always get like a screen pass or like a draw from like the 25 or the 30 that he just splits the safeties and go, and he's quick and agile like that. Very twitchy, I would kind of say.
Yep.
17, this is where I have Kenneth Walker. I just really have been disappointed from him like the past couple of weeks. Like he's a dual threat to me. Like he went off in the beginning part of the season, and for a fantasy running back, like he's still doing like a pretty solid job. But do I expect a lot more from him? Like yeah, like this was a guy that had top 7 in the rankings like consistently, and he just hasn't been playing like that. So can't award him that position. 16, I know he was dealing with an injury middle through the game last week. I do think that the game would go differently if he was more involved. This is where I have B-Rob.
Sure.
Just think like when he plays, like he gets in the end zone. Like I said, if he doesn't get hurt, he scores. But especially with Austin Eckler getting banged up, concussion kind of looked like a bad one. I expect Brian Robinson to have his full workload back. At 15, I got Pacheco, and this could be a little bit low for his spot. He could score 2 touchdowns. I kind of like that with the implementing the Black Friday game, that it's just like one. Like you sit there, like you can watch the game in like the middle of the afternoon. I'm sure there's going to be some basketball on at night, so really like that, especially like nobody's working, so give us the afternoon so we don't got to stay up so late. Yep. 14, I have Achane. I mean, he's just been too good to not have in the rankings, but definitely had to demote him a little bit here. I know you're double checking that list to see where you had him.
He's in.
But I feel like he's gonna catch the ball a shit ton versus Green Bay. 13 is where I have Jacobs. He'll get the 70 yards from scrimmage, but don't think there's an end zone trip involved here. Depending on the game script, if Green Bay goes up 2 touchdowns, like it's hard for him not to score, if you want me to be honest with you. 12, I have JT, and that's a little bit low, but just more of a testament to the top of the list. And in 11, I have Breece Hall. I think he's in for a big yardage day. I kind of want to say that he scores, but every single time I say this dude scores and he don't. So
it's tackled to the 2 and Braylon Allen punches it in.
Yeah, dead
stupid.
serious.
Steve, at 10, I got Knuckles. There is separation between the 2 guys. I just think they've really done a good job of like Gibbs is getting, like Monty gets the rock. Gibbs is also getting the rock, and he's getting the.
So you have Gibbs above Monty in the matchup versus Monty's former team.
I do.
Oh, interesting.
I do. We'll see. We'll see.
I just kind of feel like that Monty and Gibbs are in like unison so much that like Gibbs would kind of be like, I know what this means to you. Like, go take like those couple extra.
I still think he's gonna get involved. I just
play.
think like the Gibbs passing attack, like the effect that Gibbs has in the passing game is so important.
Yeah.
That when it comes to the rankings, I'm like, dude, he's getting an extra 3-4 points from receptions, and then you got to add the yards on top of that. So that's just where I look when I put Gibbs above Monty pretty much every week. 9.
Is this your question?
I don't love it.
Oh, uh-oh.
Because I think he plays good, but I also...
Kamara? Spit it out, Twan.
I have Derrick Henry at 9.
Wow. What, you want to have him higher?
I do want to have him higher.
I have him at 2, bro.
But I really like some of these other matchups, too. Yeah, Derrick Henry realistically should be much higher. But listen, you're coming to listen to the rankings. I get it. But if you have Derrick Henry and you don't start him, you're doing it wrong anyway.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. 8, I got Devon Achane. I think he's going to have a big game this week. Again, top 10 guy for me. And I like his ability to catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage and do something with it. 7's where I got Chuba Hubbard. I wanted a little bit of a spicy take in here. I think he's going to scramble and run all over the place. Don't think that Tampa's going to get the win, but I think they really did a good job. Like watching that drive coming out of halftime where they fed Chuba Hubbard until he got in the end zone. I was like, dude, this is what they need to do. Mm-hmm. And they did it. So I got Chuba Hubbard here at 7. Another piping hot take, but I got Saquon here at 6. Buddy,
what is going on?
I think Jalen Hurts is getting the tush-push touchdowns.
I
think all the yards are there.
I didn't hear you answer my question in the group chat earlier.
Which one was it?
Saquon or AP?
This year? Are you saying this year versus AP's year? Or overall?
A little bit of both, I kind of feel like.
Honestly, talent, skill, I'm going to say Saquon, but in terms of career, it's like I'm going to say AP right now. But like, you know how I feel about like Derrick Henry compared to AP too. I've talked about it. Like I think that if he's having this year, if he does it again next year at the age of 31, 32, I'm putting him above AP, I think, in my GOAT list. Like,
and we like, I feel like AP's like right below like an LT on where we like regard them about
dude,
like
100%. Like these guys are they're making the game go back from passing to running again. It's crazy.
Thank God.
Now I think Saquon can get 150 scrimmage yards, get 5 catches. I don't know that he sniffs the end zone this week. I just think he had a sick week
so many the past 2 weeks.
So many, dude. And I just think we're due for one of those games where everyone's like, load up a Saquon touchdown lock, Hurts 2 rushing. And it's like, I can smell it. 5, Bijan Robinson, stud. Think he's going to play really, really well this week. But I also can see Algier getting a little bit involved against the Chargers. 4 is where I got Sonic. I really think he's going to have a big game this week, running outside the guard. What is it, B gap? I think he's going to go in the B gap. I also think he's going to catch a couple swing passes. He's going to be able to take them there. 3, I'm going to go Kyron Williams. We'll see. He had his great week. He had a good week again this week in terms of effectiveness.
70 scrimmage and a touchdown.
Yeah,
it wasn't like crazy tremendous. I expected 100, but I just think the game script kind of went like a little differently. So.
And they don't got Arizona. They got
this week?
Yeah.
The Rams are playing the Saints.
They get the Saints, yeah. So I do like that matchup. And speaking of the matchup, right above him, I guess where I got Kamara. Listen, I know
you got Kamara high.
I do. I think Kamara's going to get in. I know Taysom Hill's going to steal one from him, but he's going to get in. He's going to be involved in the passing game. I think he has a big game against the Rams. A lot of offenses do.
Yeah.
And then at 1, I got Fix and Joe Mixon, man.
Yeah. I hate it. At 10 is where I have Kamara. I just think like where the touchdowns have kind of been like split. That's a little bit more of the reason for having him on the back end. 9, it's Kyron. I want a 100-yard game from him. Like I need to see 100 yards from him. 8. Wow, bro. Look at this.
What'd you do?
I put Kamara in here twice.
Okay. So that's where you had James Cook.
Yeah, yes. We'll put James Cook at 10. We'll put Kamara at 8. 7 and 6 is Sonic and Knuckles. I have Knuckles ahead with the matchup. I just think when it comes down to the red zone, like they're gonna be intentional with this. And look, it's always fun scoring on Thanksgiving, but it's got to be even more fun scoring against a team that is paying a running back that's worse. But also for DeAndre Swift, like it's a revenge game too, and neither of us talked about Swift. I know the Lions can like be good about it, but that might be an interesting one.
It could be an interesting one.
Well,
I think Monty wants to prove more than Swift does.
For sure.
If I'm being real.
For sure. 5, I have CMC. I know it's high. I just feel like if their passing attack is going to be hampered a little bit, then he just has to produce like a little bit more. And I just don't think he's seeing the touches that he was. I feel like that's part of it. So like they're trying to like just make sure like he's still good, but It was weird. Like, it just seemed like their ground game was non-existent last week. 4 is Bijan. 4-1, whatever way you want. Have it your way. All right? No BK.
No BK?
4 Bijan, 3 Saquon, 2 D. Hennon, and 1 I also have Joe Mixon. I just think the Texans get up, and it's just like, Joe, take it.
100% agree.
Take it. Take us home.
Yep.
Take us home, Joe.
2 touchdowns, 120 scrimmage yards. It looks easy.
Yeah.
Love it.
Absolutely. Receivers.
Let's go to the receivers. What are we looking at for time? I just want to know.
50.
We're at 50?
Yeah,
Okay,
so let's move.
We'll go move. 20. I couldn't leave him out, especially because of how outspoken he was to the media this weekend, but I got neighbors here at 20. Don't know who's going to play quarterback if DeVito doesn't, but I'm still going to put him in the rankings because the skill is there, the talent is there, and I think just with a little chip on his shoulder, they are going to feed him a little bit early. It's just
I think he goes off this week.
You think he goes off?
Yeah.
Would love to see that. Listen, I put him in the top 10 like 4 weeks in a row, and I'm like, this is the time, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't high on him then, but I mean, he made very valid points. Like, how was he gonna impact the game when they're down 30-0 in his first catches in the second half?
I know, dude. It's so bad. Yeah, I don't know. We'll figure it out, man. Is Dable on the hot seat right now?
I don't know.
Let's see. You might want to be on the hot seat there. You might want to fucking get out of there.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. Everybody does.
I know. Khalil Shakir at 19. I'm going to put him in there. He's always going to be in these rankings at this point. I think this guy's a
Shakir at
lock.
19.
Perfect. See, that's the one we were looking for. So I got Shakir at 19. I just think he's a lock for 12 to 15 points every single week. 18, I got Tank Dell. Listen, I think that Nico's going to have a huge game. You will see him much later. Tank Dell, I'm going to put in here too because I think he's going to have an effective week. I think that they're really going to be able to throw the ball and run the ball effectively against this Jags team. I think they're going to win by 2+ touchdowns. Tank Dell's going to be a part of that. 17, this guy has started to play much better with his former number 1 receiver traded. It's Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley stepped up in the past couple weeks, and I'm going to give him the respect for it. I'm putting him here at 17. 16, I got Ladd McConkey. He's the best receiver on the Chargers. Herbert's playing well. I got him in the rankings. I'm going to match and put McConkey here at 16. 15, I got CeeDee Lamb. Going to put him in the rankings, but I don't think he's a top 10 guy with Cooper Rush throwing him the ball. He'll get some volume. Will he get in the end zone? We'll see. Will Dallas ever get in the end zone again? We'll see.
Hopefully not Thursday.
Not Thursday. That's what dude, I'm telling you, we're betting the Giants on Thursday.
Let's go.
14, I got MHJ. I think he's got a pretty good matchup this week against Eeny, Meeny, Miny. Dude, I'm forgetting all the fucking matchups.
Arizona?
Yeah, they got
Minnesota.
Yeah, so the Minnesota, you can throw in Minnesota. Marvin Harrison here at 14. I don't know if he gets in the end zone, but I do think they're going to make it a point to feed him. They only scored 6 points last week, so they got to get the offense moving. 13, I got Zay Flowers. I think he's the best receiver on a team where they're going to score points this week. I just think they will. Devonta Smith at 12. Amon-Ra at 11.
That's low. That's really low. What justify that, please, because he does not deserve that.
Big Sonic Knuckles week. I can see Khalif Raymond having a big catch. I can see
Jameson
Tim
catching
Patrick,
a big one.
Jameson.
Laporta.
It's going to be the other guys.
The offensive lineman.
It is that's what I'm saying. I don't know he gets in the end zone this week. I can see 7 catches, 100 yards, and sits there.
I don't have him much higher, but it's definitely
outside
a top 10.
I know that was literally just a statement.
Yeah, and you're gonna say some fugazi fucking Pittsburgh receiver in the top 10, and I'm gonna go ape shit. Yeah, exactly.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
George Pickens at 8.
Yeah, exactly. Come on. I know you too fucking well, bro. Dead serious. At 20, this is where I have Garrett Wilson. He's due for an end zone trip. And, when they're playing one-on-one coverage in the secondary, I do think Tariq Woolen would probably draw Devontae Adams, where Garrett kind of lines up in the slot a little bit more. We might see one of those one-handed snags at MetLife once again. 19, you heard Shakir. 18, I do have Jaden Reed. His involvement has been there has been a lack of his involvement, but I just kind of feel like prime time on Thanksgiving is the perfect opportunity for you to come back, make a splash play, and help get your team over the edge in the NFC playoff picture, because that's what it is now. It's playoff picture time. That beginning first 10 weeks of football all done. It's a different season right now. So someone's going to step up there in Green Bay. 17, I have Downs. Didn't have Downs in your rankings this week, which is
not have Downs in my rankings.
Which is a little shocker from you because I'm pretty sure he was a top 10 guy one of the past 2 weeks.
It's weird. It's just I think he has a really tough matchup this week.
Yeah. Oh, terrible. So terrible. Gonzo isn't even going to be lining up on him.
I know.
16, I got DJ Moore. I mean, I don't even know how to feel about these Bears wide receivers, if you want me to be honest, but
that's why I just leave them out.
Yeah.
They're 21, 22, 23.
But you can score receiving touchdowns against Detroit, dude. You can. And I think the game is going to be closer than a 10-point spread. Mm-hmm. But we'll see how it goes. 15, I do have DK here. Don't love it, but, I mean, for Seattle to keep this game close, like, he has to be productive. 14, I do have Jawan Jennings in here. I don't know if it's a Debo game, but I do think that Jawan Jennings has kind of been part of making that offense, I don't want to say productive, but move up and down the field. And I feel like it's been a combination of CMC, Kittle, and him, honestly.
I got to think they're kicking themselves in the balls that they signed Ayuk right now. They're like, dude, we have Jawan Jennings who's literally playing like Ayuk.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if a trade conversation was entertained. Maybe Debo's the one that goes.
That's what I'm thinking. It might just be Debo at this point, and they just don't have him running the ball. They change the scheme a little bit.
Yeah, just no receiver, or just you draft a 4th-round wide receiver that literally has done that. You know what I mean? But I mean that's going to be a team that's going to draft a running back, knowing the impact that position has had on the great teams in the league and what they dealt with CMC this year. There's no doubt in my mind that they might draft 2, like especially with Shanahan, the way he runs things.
They do have Mason though, who they like, so it's like
they do, but it's just like you know he's healthy out there now, and you're not giving him the ball. I just kind of think it's more of like a future move. Think of it like Mason's got to be going into his 3rd year next year. Like he might only have 1 year left on contract, so just thinking that they might not want to pay like a guy like him, or maybe I'm wrong and they make that happen. So we will see. But 13 is where I have Malik Neighbors. I do think after he's gonna get 12 targets this game. Like I'm not gonna say take him for a touchdown or a yardage total or anything like that because it's the New York Giants and nobody knows that better than me. But at the same time, I took Tracy to score, so that means Neighbors might get in. So dead serious. 12 McLaurin, like we saw the yak yards really be prevalent in him keeping them close in that game. I think that this is a better matchup for them if you want me to be honest, going against Tennessee. Then I don't even want to say a better matchup, but Tennessee is a tough team to score on, but I think like Tennessee might try and shut down the run, and McLaurin gets a jump ball versus a cornerback or Snead, who we saw kind of let up big plays in recent weeks, so maybe that happens. 11, I do have Mike Evans. He scores this week. Mike scores.
For sure.
Back to you, bud.
We'll get to Evans in a sec, pal. 10, I got Garrett Wilson. I think he's going to have a pretty good week this week, and I think, listen, they may win this game. I don't love it, but they may just find a way to win the game. And it's not like the trend of how the Jets are going. It's the trend on like what's been happening with Seattle, because it's like they go out there, they won the game they needed to. It's so perfect for them. Everyone else in their division just lost last week. The Rams, the Niners lost, and then they beat the Cardinals to, I think, regain first place.
Yeah.
And now they're going to go to New York and they're going to lose.
Like, I'm not betting any touchdowns on this game. It's going to be a shit ton of yards, a shit ton of punts. It's going to be like a 13-16 ball game.
I like it.
Probably raining in MetLife.
Dude, I like it a lot. We'll look at that. 9, Cooper Kupp. First of 2 receivers in the list here from that team. I do think that Cooper Kupp's going to have a good game this week, and it's beatable secondary. 8, you heard me say Pickens. It's fucking Cincinnati.
I gotcha.
It's Cincinnati. Cam Taylor-Britt's literally going to intercept it and then hand it to Pickens, and Pickens is running the end zone. So I'm going to put Pickens here at 8. I think this is where he's going to have the big 70-yard touchdown.
I feel like Mike Will might have to get more involved. Like that Hail Mary that they threw, he was literally scrapping from like the 20-yard line on. Like he wasn't even making a play for the ball on the Hail Mary. And I'm just like, how much longer is this going to go on until you realize like, hey, Van Jefferson can catch the ball. Like, Mike Williams, we just traded for and was a wide receiver 1 for 3 years. So I'm like, look, I know they're not great, and I know Pickens is spectacular. Catchability is tremendous, but I'm just like, bro, like, this dude needs to grow up at some point. Like, for real.
You think he's just, like, checked out because of all the injuries he's had? He's like, dude, I don't even know if this is for me.
I just think that's who he is.
Yeah.
I just think that's who he is because, like, nothing's changed. And you know, you learn a lot about people through adversity, and he's been the same person through it without reflecting. And if he has reflected and continued to choose the same thing, then that's even worse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you're trusting Calvin Austin over him to score a touchdown at this point. Because he did.
Yeah.
He fucking did.
If they didn't have so many tight ends that they threw to with Hayward, Washington, and Muth, I'd take one of them, but it's so tough. So I don't think there's a lot of they could legitimately kick 5 field goals again in this game.
Dude, Boswell's a fucking moneymaker. For
Gonna
fantasy,
win me
bro.
a league. He really
Dead
is.
ass. 7, big game from Drake London this week, Steve. Big game from Drake London. There also might be a big game from Darnell Mooney, so that might be a sneaky snub because I can see Mooney putting up a big game too. 6 is where I got Mike Evans, gets in the end zone, gets 100 yards, gets 7 catches, lock that one in. 5 is where I got Puka Nacua, just the other of the Rams receivers. Think he plays very, very well this week. 4 is where I have Jamar Chase, lower than where I've had him all year, which is crazy to say. Listen, it might be tricky. It might be tricky against the Steelers.
Couple big weeks he had.
3, A.J. Brown. Big week from A.J. Brown. He's catching that 70-yard touchdown that we've been waiting for. 2, I got Jettas. Jettas is getting super involved. You know who number 1 is.
Nico Collins.
Yep.
I got the same 2 and 1, but I got an interesting name at 3.
Okay.
I also have Jamar Chase at 4.
Okay.
But we're not going to go from 1 to 10.
George Pickens at 3.
No Pickens on the list. Just kidding. Pickens is on the list.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. CD at 10. Look, going against the Giants, great matchup. Watch a handoff. Like, I definitely think he could score. There's not enough props out yet for me to be dialing up for Thanksgiving yet, so I'm hoping, by PM tonight, when I'm sitting there sweating basketball, I can start firing for Thanksgiving. 9 is where I have Pickens. It is a favorable matchup. I'm busting balls, but he shouldn't be like above like Amon-Ra, St.Brown. Like I'm being real here. 8, I got Cooper Kupp. There is some separation, and that separation is Amon-Ra. So it's Amon-Ra and then Puka right above him.
Okay.
And look, that's not saying like Puka's the better receiver or anything like that. I just kind of felt like the matchup in the game script went more towards him. And I think Kupp can come out here and have a crazy week versus like this. Both of these receivers are going to ball versus Saints if you want me to be real. So
it also makes me feel like, should I have put fucking Stafford in like the top 10?
I know something I definitely thought about, but I mean, I already took one guy out. I can't go back to that right now. 5 is where I have A.J. Brown. 5 through 1, great spots, and you can debate any of these guys. 4 is where I have Jamar Chase. 3. Where'd you have Drake London in your list? You didn't.
No, I am at 7.
Did you? Okay.
7. I gave him a good one.
I was going to say, I had Drake London here at 3. I think back to the end zone for the guy.
Okay.
2 is where I have JJ, and 1 is Nico Collins.
Where'd you have Amon-Ra?
I had him on Route 7 in between Cup and Puka.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Come on, guys.
We went through fast. I was like, did you just break my balls around 11 and
No, absolutely not. But no, this should be a fun slate. Really looking forward to the Thanksgiving games. As a gambler, I'm a little bit excited that the games are spread out. So, like, I don't have to toss in 5 generational wealth parlays for like $10 each to win me like $2 million and like know that none of them are going to go in. I'm going to have like 2-3 parlays on Thanksgiving, and if I win an early one, like I'll fire in some more action. Straight bet on Friday, and then like usually Sunday I'll just keep Sunday, and I might not even bet the Monday game with the way it's going unless it's a really good weekend. But like, I hate betting Broncos and Browns players, if you want me to be honest with you.
Dude, there's no, like, it'll be an ugly one. Even though, like, one of the best parlays I hit this year was, like, the Broncos-Saints game somehow.
Oh, my
fucking
God.
Crazy, dude.
Seriously.
Remember that alternate under I took with the Broncos touchdown and...
The defense, I gave you. The defensive touchdown that I gave you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do you like any, like, other bets this week, though? Like spreads? Because I got a pair that I'm absolutely glued on.
Yeah, what are you glued on? I'm gonna pull up what the updates are right now.
Houston and Bucks are both winning by multiple touchdowns.
Okay, what are those spreads?
5 and 6 are the spreads. 5 for Houston, 6 for Tampa.
Okay.
I think Houston -5 is the lock of all locks this week.
Giants are only +3.5.
I love that line.
Dolphins are plus 3.5. I think that's an easy line for the Packers to cover, if you want me to be honest with you.
Yeah, I have Packers written here.
Wow, Raiders spread went up to 12.
I honestly don't hate it. I really don't hate it. This is their Super Bowl. Teams come out different when it's their Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think Washington should cover 5.5 versus Tennessee.
I like that as well. I also like Eagles-Ravens is 50.5, and I think it needs to be at 60.
Higher. Yeah, I totally feel that. Yeah, Pittsburgh getting points. Chargers shouldn't be favorited in Atlanta.
I have Falcons money line, which is what I like too, but that's a little bit of a bolder one.
That's a tough one.
Not a mortal lock.
No,
but that's a game where you look, and if it's anything like the over/under is anything under 47, I'm taking an over.
Absolutely. Yeah, San Francisco's getting 7 points, bro. That's
a lot for San Fran.
Yeah, that's a lot for a good team like that. But Twan, happy Thanksgiving, brother.
Happy Thanksgiving, brother.
Yeah.
Come on.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Thank you
family.
for coming in. Of course, you know that. No fights on Thursday, so you can
no fights Thursday. No
unless
Saturday.
it's you and your brother.
It's all good. Yeah. We'll get little Knuckles. You want to see Sonic and Knuckles?
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I can't. I'm dying to see what the first touchdown scorers are that Nick fires in, because
Dude,
you know
he's always firing them.
It's gonna be Khalif Raymond, Amon-Ra, St.Brown, DeAndre Swift, and Rome Odunze.
I know.
Don't tell him I said that. If he's listening, then he'll figure it out.
Khalif Raymond's getting fucking thrown
fired.
out for sure.
Fired. Absolutely.
You gotta parlay him though. You gotta go first touchdown, and then what's the next game though? Fucking Cowboys one will be like Cavante
Cooper Rush. Yeah, legit. But no, I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you guys so much for really helping come together this Thanksgiving season to help us donate over 1,300 items to the East Boston Community Soup Kitchen. Don't worry, all you guys donated on time. Twan's 2 weeks late, and he's been here for 3 weeks in a row. So
thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Oh man, no, but seriously, enjoy time with your friends and your family. You never know what the next year might bring. So appreciate the moment. Appreciate the time off, and if you're working, I'm really sorry that that's the case, but I hope you get some hard-earned overtime because you deserve that. You guys know the deal, and go check out Thanksgiving Trivia. That's a fun one. Watch with the fam. Quick little episode. You guys know the deal.
2 minutes 13. Go check it out. See what happens. I got you, Gomes.
Peace, love, 5 stars, nothing less. Happy Thanksgiving.